see. Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone see me and hear me? I feel like that's always going to be my first question because I'm paranoid now. I'm waiting. Yes? Yeah? Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? I'm like still decompressing from the Ashton Kutcher. Hello. Oh no. Can everyone see me and hear
myself from the
I feel like that's always... I got it. It's all good. See, almost good, but eventually we'll get there. I'm still decompressing from the Mila Kunis Ashton Kutcher letters. I don't know. Oh wait. Where is everyone else hearing me? Wait, I'm hearing myself again, dude. Where am I hearing myself? Oh, I see where it is. Got it. Okay. Okay, I think audio is good now. Is there an echo or are we all good? We're good. Okay, how's everyone doing after our last live when it came to Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher? I feel like that took me... I had nightmares last night, honestly. I went down like a rabbit hole on Scientology, and I legit started to get paranoid. I was like, are there PIs outside my house? Like, did I say too much? Was the protest too soon? I don't know. How is everyone else feeling? No echo? Great. It was quite triggering, yeah. Is everything good? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn up my mic a little bit. Woo. Ooh, I locked it by accident. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn up the mic. Oh, why can't I undo it? There we go. Okay, I'm turning it up. Am I good now? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Am I better? Or should I turn it up more? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm good. Okay, that was triggering as, F word. I was beyond triggered yesterday to the point where I actually honestly could not sleep. And it wasn't the newborn for once. It was actually just Scientology. But we like to call it now predatorology. I don't know if you guys saw the beginning of this live, but that's what I'm starting to feel about Scientology. I feel like, I don't know, has some predator vibes there, especially with that man. What's his name? David? Has anyone been looking into David, or am I the only one freaking out and Googling David at like 2 a.m? Luke Wilson? Wait, hold on. I gotta stop. I was gonna go into like the beast, but wait, Luke Wilson. Wait, Luke Wilson also enabled Danny to R-word women. Becca A. Hi, Becca. Nice to meet you. Wait, can you please give us some more context here, because I'm freaked out. Jerry, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, I know. I'm freaked out. I'm like, did I say too much about science? Like, do they know about me, or is that just being ridiculous? Okay, wait. Yeah, David. Okay, how do we say his name? Like, I've been calling him, like, is it Miscavige? Oh, we'll get into David. We're definitely getting into David today. Like, I pulled up a few things about David. If you disappear, we will know who is responsible. Don't say that. Wait, who said that? Kay, don't say that. I'm freaked out, you guys. Like, first I was freaked out by the Jonas Stans, which is nothing. Like, legit nothing compared to Scientology or Predatorology. Like, legit nothing. Luke Wilson was present during one of the allegations together with Danny, enabled him and protected him. Please send links. If you guys ever find anything, I don't know. I know I put the Reddit in last live and people are joining, but if you aren't a member of the Reddit thread, please become a member and just put whatever you know in there, so that if there's something that catches our eye and is relevant to what we're talking about, then we'll just pull it through. Because Luke Wilson? Hollywood, nothing surprises me. Yeah, I know. For real. Thank you guys. Please, if anything happens to me, God, it's so scary to even say. Like, I don't even want to say it. It gives me bad, like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it. But those letters were horrific. I honestly couldn't read the other, like, what was it? Like 47 letters. Like, I just couldn't. As a survivor, I just honestly could not. I just can't. I can't read anymore. Like, I'm good. But what I want to get into today is that Ashton Kutcher Hollywood Ripper trial. Because after reading what that survivor said about Ashton Kutcher, it got my head spinning, and then I had to like look up everything, and then I did, and then I found out what possibly could have been the case versus what his testimony was under oath when it came to him being, I guess, a witness of what happened to that girl. Is anyone caught up on that, or am I the only one going down the rabbit hole at 2 a.m. while the baby's sleeping? Yeah, growing up in Scientology, that's what I've been watching. It's wild. His videos are great, actually. I've been getting so educated and informed through his YouTube channel. It's absolutely insane. I'm still trying to figure out what happened in Toronto, and what did Mila Kunis allegedly see? Like, what was happening there? Apparently there was a rap party in Toronto. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one going down the rabbit hole. I am petrified of predology. But by the way, even though I'm scared, we are going to be protesting Scientology here in Los Angeles on September 28th. So if anybody wants to join us and you're not too afraid, please come on down and let's let Scientology know that we're not taking this shit anymore. I mean, this is just beyond disgusting. And funny side note, does anyone know about King of Queens? Do you know King of Queens with Leah Remini? Yeah, Leah Remini. Okay, so fun fact, by the way, I actually played a young Leah Remini in King of Queens, which I know is a random fandom moment, but is everything okay? Am I good? Oh, okay. Yeah, so random fun note. Yeah, Leah Remini, I played her when I was younger. Yeah, I would. And actually, by the way, bring up the diapers too. Bring up the diapers and bring up, yeah, there, and bring up the basket. You're good. My husband's watching the baby, so yes, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, so anyways, back to what I was saying. Did anyone watch King of Queens? Is anyone like old enough to remember? I was even too young to watch King of Queens, to be honest with you. I know Leah is, first of all, okay, that's the other part of the rabbit hole that I went down last night was Leah fucking Remini. Dude, she's a badass. She's amazing. I'm so mad at myself for not being up to date with her and what she's been doing. I mean, she is honestly a trailblazer. She's amazing. She's going after a beast, you guys. I mean, Scientology is a freaking beast. Everything I've been looking up is beyond terrifying. I can't believe from my house, honestly, from the office, I can actually see the blue Scientology building from my house, which is honestly terrifying, but I can also maybe keep an eye on them. Thank you so much. You're the best. Thank you so much. Wait, someone used to watch King of Queens. I honestly never really watched an episode. I just remember playing her younger, and it was some scene with beef jerky, and I had to eat a bunch of beef jerky during that that scene. That's all I honestly remember. And Leah Remini was awesome, honestly. I have fond memories of being on that set. Yeah, I know. I saw that. And she made a statement for those victims, which is incredible. Is it Carrie Ann or Carrie Ann? Thank you so much. What address will you be protesting? Oh, I'm not going to. It's about Scientology. Oh, true. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. Um, so I will be putting, or Miko, my lovely husband, if you're listening right now, can you put in the chat the address of the Scientology location that we will be protesting at? Because please come along. I'm scared. I also need emotional support, you guys. So let's stand up for the victims, the survivors of Scientology, and and also to calm a little bit my nerves because I'm a little bit freaked out. Kari? Hi, Kari. Oh, Carrie, like Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Okay, so someone's going to be putting into the chat the address to where we're protesting. It's the one on Fountain. Those huge blue buildings of Scientology? That's where we're going to be. Thank you guys so much. I need all of your support. I really, really appreciate it. So anyways, I was going down the rabbit hole of Leah Remini. I came across things that I'm never going to be able to unsee, honestly. Like, where is Shelly? Can we please all just put into the chat, where is Shelly? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Has anyone else read anything about David, who's the head of Scientology, his missing wife, Shelly? Where is Shelly? Where is she? Thanks, Miko. Miko put the address. No, it's not my first protest, by the way, guys. I don't know if anyone knows, but last year, that's what ePredators is. I mean, at first, that's all it was. I would go to different institutions and organize protests. So before coming onto YouTube, that's what I was doing. I was organizing protests all year round, going to Warner Music Group, Sony, Brian Freeman, the lawyer. If you watch any of my other videos on my YouTube channel, you can learn a little bit about Brian Friedman. Diplo. Diplo was actually our first protest, where we went to one of his shows that was for the general public. And let's just say Diplo has a bunch of allegations against him that I'm not very fond of, per se. And so my husband and I went into the crowd of Diplo's show and went with protest signs. And it was for an ice cream truck event called Eat the Rich. And that's actually what gave me the idea of Eat Predators. So that Eat Predators started as a protest sign. Hi, Mick. Where is Shelly? Where is Shelly? Yes, Mick. Where is Shelly? Where is Shelly? No, for real though, where is Shelly? I'm freaked out for Shelly. I don't want to think the worst possible thing. Like, I just don't want to think that what I'm thinking happened. I'm hoping that Shelly is somewhere, but it's honestly terrifying. And the fact that the LAPD is literally doing nothing about it, like legit doing nothing about it. No one's doing anything about it. No one. So anyway, side note, that's how ePredators started. That's how ePredators was a protest sign. Oh, I'm wearing the t-shirt today, by the way, guys. This is our t-shirt. I don't know. Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? Oh, I'm a little bit ahead of you guys. I keep forgetting. But this is our t-shirt. It's on our site, ePredators.com. So if you want to spread more awareness about us and, advocate for survivors, just head over there and get one of the t-shirts. I love this t-shirt, and it's organic too, and it's super comfy. So if anyone wants to rock it, head over there. I'm sure it's probably going to be in the chat, but check it out. Do you guys love it? It's so amazing. By the way, the mouth and the hand inside, that was something that came from a good friend of mine, and honestly I just think it's the perfect representation of what predators is. I don't think it could be any better than this symbol. It's just I love it so much. I love it so much. Yeah, get one. We have tote bags too. We have tote bags as well. The tote bags are really cool. I actually don't even know how much they are they like 30? I don't know how much they are. Someone put the link in for everybody so that they can go and check it out. I don't even know. God, guys, my mom brain, I have a newborn right now and I have an almost 3-year-old. So just always keep that in mind because it's a reality for me. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys love it. Okay, so anyways, whoa. Let's go back. Shelly. But before we go into Shelly, I do want to go into what we were talking about in the last live when it came to Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher was a part of the Hollywood Ripper trial, which is just wild. I actually didn't know this about Ashton Kutcher until all of this came up. So let's go through, let's read a little bit of this article and find out what happened, or at least what Ashton Kutcher says happened, his testimony, him under oath, and then we'll go into what other people are now starting to suspect and say, which isn't in favor of Ashton Kutcher. I mean, are we fans of Ashton Kutcher these days? Ashton Kutcher, honestly, Ashton Kutcher ruined his... I'm not down with Ashton Kutcher. He has to give like a straight up apology for me to even remotely see him in a new light. And even now as a survivor, he's triggering. And that's something that people don't understand. Like when you're an ally for a predator, that's triggering for survivors. It's not even... I don't want to see him anywhere now. I don't want to see him in a film, because now instead of watching the film, I'm going to be thinking about his letter and that he supported a predator, right? And it's like, that's just not, I can't, honestly, even if he apologizes, I'm kind of done with Ashton Kutcher. I'm kind of done with Mila Kunis just because it's triggering. He is a trigger warning now. And Mila Kunis is a trigger warning. And I hope that every enabler out there of predators knows that they become trigger warnings. They're triggering for survivors. And why would you want to be that, right? Like what's the point? Like Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher were doing well. And now it's just, they're a trigger warning. They're legit a walking, living, breathing trigger warning. So either way, I'm not a fan of them necessarily anymore, but I would appreciate and I would respect that if they were to actually say they were sorry. No excuses. Be honest about that letter and give an honest, real, genuine sorry to those survivors and survivors everywhere for triggering everybody. You know? Okay, so anyways, let's go into this Ashton Kutcher situation with Danny Masterson, shall we? All right, let me see if I figure this out properly. Okay, hopefully I'm doing this right. Okay, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right, here it is. Ashton Kutcher testifies against suspected serial accused of woman he dated. And this is just crazy. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Michael Gargillo, is that his name? Who has been dubbed the Hollywood Ripper, has pleaded not guilty. Of course. Get in line, buddy. Get in line with Danny Masterson and all of them. This is... You know, I just want to say a side note. This is the problem. Like, everyone gets mad. Like, I mean, Hollywood does, in my opinion. Gets mad at survivors and allies, etc. for right away, you know, believing the survivors. But here's the big issue for me. What makes these predators extremely dangerous, in my opinion, is the fact that they don't admit to their wrongdoing. If someone can't admit to their wrongdoing, they're not going to change. They're not going to be safe. They have to admit And that's what makes me red flag predator alert, is when I hear a predator deny it. That's like, because it's again and again and again. I mean, here we are with this guy, here we are with Danny Masterson, and all they do is deny, 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 deny. And that's becoming a red flag for me. I'm sorry, but it is. It's like textbook predator shit, honestly. So anyways, this guy, I can't say certain things on YouTube, but you guys get it. This blank predator is denying it as well. Let's get down here. Oop. Okay. Let's see. Ashton Kutcher appeared at a Los Angeles court on Wednesday to testify against a suspected serial K charged with M, 3 women, including 22-year-old Ashley Ellerin, who was dating the actor at the time. Michael Gargiulo, who has been dubbed the Hollywood Ripper, has pleaded not guilty to charges of M and an attempted M stemming from attacks in the Los Angeles area between 2001 and 2008. The year he was arrested after DNA evidence linked him to one of the K and a non-fatal attack. His trial began earlier this month, and prosecutors are seeking the D penalty. Ellerin, a part-time, I don't want to say that about her. She's blank worker and fashion student, was found unalive in 2001 in her Hollywood Hills home. The night before, Kutcher had stopped to pick her up for a date. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got teary-eyed for her. Horrible. The actor testified that he met Ellerin about 2 months before the K and that she previously dated his friend. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, sorry. Can I read that again? The actor testified that he met Ellerin about 2 months before the K and that she previously dated his friend. You know, that's something I'm learning about a lot of these guys in Hollywood. They kind of seem to, I want to use the word properly. I have to use this word because I can't think of one right now. Pass around these girls, these women, with their friends. It's very common in Hollywood. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've been in it, and I've heard about it. And it's very, very common, where it's like one guy's like, okay, I'm done here, and then passes it along to his friend, kind of. And it's very common, and it's disgusting, honestly. It's honestly disgusting. And so reading this is a little bit triggering, and also WTF. He said he had attended a housewarming party at her home about 2 weeks before her M, and she told him there that she was single. She said they made plans to go out on a casual date of dinner and drinks. On the day of the date, he said he called her to let her know he was going to be late because he would be attending a Grammy Awards viewing party. So cool, Ashton. The Grammys. Sorry. He said he called Ellerin almost an hour later and left a voicemail saying he was still running late. He said she called him back from a friend's phone and told him there was no problem. Okay. Kutcher said he later called Ellerin to say he was on his way over to her place, but she did not answer. She said he headed to his house. He said he headed to his house, located a few blocks away, took his dogs out, and tried calling her again, and she again did not pick up. He said he was trying to take her on a date and didn't want to seem overeager. Listen, Ashton, you are honestly eager at all times in the wrong ways. That's what I personally learned about Ashton Kutcher. Too eager to defend an R word. Too eager to talk about Hillary Duff being 15 years old and him waiting for her to turn 18. That was a bit too eager, right? And now he's trying to play this little nice guy. I didn't want to seem too eager. I bet you were just probably worried if she was with some other guy. in my opinion. I doubt that you're worried about being too eager. That's all Ashton is too eager, in my opinion. So he didn't try to call too much initially. He said he did make his way to her home and assumed she was home because the lights were on. He said she did not answer the door and that he looked through a window and noticed it was messy inside, but didn't think much of it because he knew she had recently moved in and had the housewarming party. He said he then noticed what he thought were red wine stains on a carpeted stairway. He said he then left. Okay, wait, I'm going to the chat. Wait, can I get out of here for a second? Guys. After everything that we've been learning about Ashton Kutcher, who in the chat thinks that he actually is telling the truth? Who thinks that Ashton Kutcher is telling the truth here? That's right. Wait, who said it? Kelly Cross. He couldn't have seen the red wine stains. Okay, so apparently, from when you walk in, from the window, you wouldn't have been able to see any of that, allegedly. You would have had to walk into Ashley's home and I guess went a little bit left, if I'm remembering correctly, and then you would be able to see, sadly, Ashley and the blood stains. So right then and there, that's a red flag. Under oath. Yeah, he said this under oath. Uh-huh. I feel like I'm being punked. Yeah, I bet Ashton felt like he was being punked for a moment, and he did not do a good job in his own punked episode. That was real life for him. All right. So I had to stop for a second because reading that after everything with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis the last couple days, in my own opinion, I don't know if I can fully take his word for it, you know? And after, yeah, okay, let's just go in. Let's go in. Where is it? Okay, so she recently moved in and had a housewarming party. He said he then noticed what he thought were red wine stains on a carpeted stairway. He said he then left. Her roommate discovered her the following morning. Prosecutors say Gargiulo stabbed Ellerin 47 times. Kutcher's testimony on Wednesday marked his first public comments about Ellerin's K. Well, there's Ashton. Here's the front door. Okay, so wait. So, okay, well, I didn't actually notice this before because I haven't really read this fully. So here's the front door. And then where would she have been? Over here? Okay. Kutcher also testified that he remembered freaking out about having fingerprints on her doorknob after the M, and that he told the police everything he knew and was not involved in the K. Gargiulo's attorney joked, "Don't worry, you're not a suspect." Ashton laughed. Wait, why is everyone laughing? Why are you laughing about that? That's not funny. Ashton laughed and said thank you and ended his testimony. He took a deep breath and walked out of the courtroom. Wait. Why are they laughing? First of all, if that was told to me, I'd be like, just shooken up by it. I don't think I'd be able to laugh at all. Why is he laughing? And also, okay, in my opinion, now I'm starting to freak out a little bit because do we really necessarily believe that he didn't walk into the home after reading what the survivor of Danny Masterson has said about Ashton Kutcher? Like, do we believe that he just kind of touched the doorknob and then left? I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know. Okay. For 15 years, Gargilio, 43, is believed to have stalked young women who lived near him and allegedly sometimes used his job as an air conditioning repairman to gain entry into their homes in a bid to later attack them. In addition to Ellerin, he is accused. God, this is horrible. He said I'm 100% innocent. He said he was 100% innocent. Doesn't it sound familiar? I want to show the shirt one more time because I just want to say this is what I'm feeling. I'm 100% innocent. Yeah, get in line with all of the alleged dads. I'm kidding. But seriously, though, how many times do we hear that over and over again? It's just wild. It's like, you guys can't all be innocent, can you? No. Okay. All right. So I don't know who was here from the original live that we were doing about Danny Masterson and the letters of Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, but basically a survivor of Danny Masterson said that she was on speaker on this date and that she heard Danny Masterson and Ashton Kutcher allegedly having a conversation that would allegedly, in her own words, would end Ashton Kutcher. So what do we think? Like, what are we thinking actually happened? Because I want to say mine, but I want to go to the chat and I want to know what is everyone thinking actually was happening? I'm just so curious what everyone else. I know, Chrissie. He can't be because he's a father. Good one. Okay, wait, I see something. Is this Christie? How do you wait to call the police? He was more concerned about his image than this poor girl. Okay, this is my opinion. Ashton Kutcher, in my opinion, rolled up to her house wanting to take her out to the Grammys. She wasn't answering the phone. The gate allegedly was opened. He thought that was peculiar. He went to the door. He opened it. And I don't know. I'm feeling like he went in. I think he went in. In my opinion, saw her unalive where it took place, backed out of there, probably out of trauma. I mean, that is an extremely traumatic event. To witness that, I'm not downplaying that, you guys. I'm not downplaying that whatsoever. That is extremely, extremely traumatic, like beyond traumatic. And he was thinking about himself, possibly. And the fact that he is the first person to discover her and his fingerprints are on the doorknob. And he's at the height of his career, right? He's at the height of his career. And guess who he thinks about calling? He thinks about calling Predatorology. Because after remembering a few episodes of the HBO doc about Scientology, allegedly, it seems like they do a lot of covering up. And during the Danny Masterson trial, it really seems like, in my opinion, they do a lot of covering up. And especially for privileged celebrities. privileged celebrities. So in my opinion, after hearing what she had to say about being on the speakerphone, it feels like he called Danny up, probably in fright. He was probably having PTSD immediately. I'm sure PTSD happens 1 second after an event like that. I'm not downplaying that. But then he was like, what do I do? My fingerprints are on the doorknob. I'm dating her. I don't know. But remember the other day when we were reading the letters from Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? It just felt as though, before I even knew any of this, it just felt so in his favor, praising Danny Masterson, to the point where I had to ask, what does Danny know about Ashton? Or what does he know about Mila? Because it almost felt like blackmail, in my opinion. It was just so overly done that my little intuitive red flag started waving around in my mind, and I couldn't help unsee that. You know what I mean? It just felt weird. And then after seeing Ashton Kutcher in his fake apology video with Mila Kunis, he looks stressed. Okay, guys? He looks stressed. He looks like he hasn't been sleeping, and he maybe looks a little bit scared. And after looking into Scientology, that part I do understand. It is scary. That institution is freaking terrifying that Danny Masterson is in. It is terrifying. It's allegedly, it's like they cover up for all of these privileged white actors, celebrities. That's really what I started to realize. And what the hell is going on with Tom Cruise? But that's for another time. But where is Shelley? Where is his wife? So I understand that Ashton Kutcher might have some legitimate fear here, but he allegedly called Danny Masterson looking for help in the same way that Scientology allegedly helps these privileged celebrities, right? He almost knew who to call. It seems like he knew who to call in a situation like that. It seems like Ashton Kutcher was like, you know who I'm going to call? I'm going to call good old Danny Masterson and see what Danny has to say. Which is, I'm sorry, I don't even know what I'm more disgusted about anymore. Am I more disgusted about the letters? I mean, yeah, I'm disgusted about the letters that he wrote. But now I'm also disgusted by the fact that he was thinking about his own freaking career. When the girl that he's dating is unalive in the house in front of him, allegedly, possibly. I couldn't do that. If I was dating some guy for even a few weeks and I walked in and I witnessed maybe possibly what Ashton Kutcher witnessed, I would call the police immediately. I would be so fucking scared and terrified. I wouldn't be thinking about myself. I would be thinking about the fact that that's happening in front of me. That's right in front of me. Now, if he went outside and called Danny Masterson during that, I'm sorry, you guys. That puts him to a whole new level. I want to continue to. I'm going to pour something to drink because I'm like getting a little bit triggered and I'm rambling, but I'm just freaked out by them. I believe that Danny knows why Ashton married Mila. Okay. I didn't know the found body call. Yeah, a normal person would call the police in 1 second, you guys. I'm sorry. That's just a natural, real human reaction to something like that. You don't go and call your buddy and start talking about the fact that you might be a suspect and what that's going to make your career look like, allegedly. I'm going off of what the survivor has said in the last 2 days, that she knows something, that something was different maybe than what he testified. And apparently he went to the detectives the next day. I don't know, guys. As a survivor, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling something shady. Yeah, this is crazy. This is freaking crazy. And this is Hollywood. in a nutshell, and I don't want to just say Hollywood because I do feel the world is full of predatory behavior. In my opinion, I do feel like the system is one big predator. Predatory behavior is everywhere, right? But Hollywood, it really glamorizes it, in my opinion. Like it just really, especially in the early 2000s where Ashton Kutcher, that the era that Ashton Kutcher was in his prime. I mean, that was just straight up just predators not even feeling like they had to hide the fact that they were predators, Now it seems like everyone's trying to put their armor up and trying to kind of not look like they are who they are. But back then, predators, we were just like, I'm a predator, man. Like, and people were friends with them and thought it was fine and it was okay and gave them jobs and gave them more of a platform to more potential victims. I mean, that was really what the early 2000s was. And Ashton Kutcher grew up in his prime in that, right? Isn't police department across the street? Yeah. Apparently the LAPD is like right across the street from the Scientology building that we are going to on September 28th. Which I really want to protest the LAPD, guys. Like, I want to protest the LAPD, not even just about Scientology, but what survivors go through with police is so unacceptable, disgusting, corrupt. There's not enough names in the book, honestly, to describe what I feel about the police when it comes to especially being a survivor, going in. And when you go in up against power, somebody who is in a very powerful position, you really stand no chance, you guys. And they're in cahoots with one another, and I don't even want to go into that right now. I want to like stay here for a second before I go off into that land. Yeah, Milo was 14 and now they're married. I mean, I don't know. I'm somebody who was groomed. Can't say that on YouTube. But I was 16 years old. And the G word happened to me and I got G'd into a fraudulent marriage. Okay? And then by the time I was 19 years old, you guys, I was married to a predator who is 17 years older than me. 17 years older than me. So this process can happen over time. It can happen over time. But somebody that I honestly know, if I knew somebody who was 14 years old, oh my God, guys, I didn't even think about that. If I even knew somebody who was 14, like in my 20s, I could never end up dating in them in the future. Just how I am, I could never do that because I see them always as a child or someone that was way younger than me. So with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, in my opinion, it's kind of creepy. Especially since that Rosie O'Donnell episode that he's taking bets to SA her. You know what I mean? Like, thanks. Yeah, thanks, you guys. But this is real. This is real, right? This is real. And now we see Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, just in my opinion, as a survivor of G. It gives me a little bit of red flags. And after watching the Rosie O'Donnell interview, I have many red flags with that. That really freaked me out. Especially since Danny Masterson was involved. So anyways, I'm, in my opinion, which I'm allowed to have, and we are all allowed to have, I feel like Ashton Kutcher is bullshit. I don't think he didn't go into that house, in my opinion. I really feel like he did. And I think he was more concerned about his career because, in my opinion, he seemed to be more concerned about defending his best friend, who is a convicted R-word, than standing up for survivors or doing the right thing. It seems like this might be a pattern, allegedly, of Ashton Kutcher's, to be this kind of person. where I don't know if he's even honest with himself. And that's something else with child stars. I don't know when he got into the industry, but being a child star, or even just being in the industry in general, you're so the G word, everyone knows what that is, into people pleasing, that it's very hard for you to start to understand what your own opinion is of certain things. Like, it's just very hard to do that. I had to really build that up as an adult. I had to really check in. I still have to check in with myself and be like, is this how I actually feel? Is this my actual opinion? Because set life is really the admission. It's almost the denial of your own feelings, because you put professionalism in front of your own actual feelings. And that's my own personal experience as an actor and as a child star. And so I don't know where Ashton Kutcher's at this point, but I don't know if he even knows what's going on here. You know, it just seems so Hollywood and just so... Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Good Charlotte. I'm looking up that too. I'm definitely going to dig into that. I haven't had time since the Predatorology rabbit hole, but yeah, I've been looking into that. Okay, so he was 20 and he started in the modeling industry. I mean, the modeling industry is full of predators, by the way, you know? And I really want to clarify. I know that sometimes people say this on Twitter about me. I mean, Survivor, I'm not just an advocate for female survivors. That's not at all what I advocate for or what ePredators is. Predators can be any gender, they can identify as any gender, and they can go after any gender. Like, I'm not just saying this is like male, female. There seems to be a lot more reported when it comes to that, but that's probably because the other individuals are probably more afraid to come forward about these things. There's more stigma around them, and less stigma now around females coming forward, femmes coming forward per se. I feel like the white cis male, like that's now expected. Like, it's not too shocking. It's not too out of the scope. But for a lot of other individuals, there's a lot of stigma around that. So the reporting is even a lot lower. And when we look into the LAPD, I don't even know if they're necessarily saving those reports. I don't trust anybody as a survivor at this point. I've seen it all. I've honestly seen it all, and I'm left dumbfounded. I don't trust anyone. I really don't. I really don't trust anyone. Sometimes young women don't realize no. I mean, it took me a long time to realize what happened to me. And honestly, it came through flashbacks for me. And I had a lot of post-separation, ABUSE. And so when predators do that, it keeps you very distracted from your healing process. And it also keeps you very distracted from realizing what had happened to you, right? So it really delayed my healing process, and it also delayed me properly responding with my body memory of what happened. And once I was out of that post-separation that's when really the flashbacks started to come up more so and heavily and strong, and I was able to interact with them more and actually sit in it painfully, but sit in it and start to kind of try to put it together. And so, yeah, you're right. It does take for a lot of survivors, it really, truly does. Okay. So, all right. So I do want to know what ends up happening with Bixler and Ashton Kutcher. And I do want to hear what happened allegedly that night. Did Ashton Kutcher lie under oath? Did he? Because if he did, just shame on you, Ashton Kutcher, man. Like, I bet he's really wishing he never wrote that letter. Right, guys? I just really feel like he's wishing he never wrote that letter. Yeah, Danny is a creep. Okay. So we'll wait. We have to wait. I'm very curious to see what Bixler ends up saying. Is that her last name? Am I getting this right? I hope I'm saying it right. But I'm very curious to know if she ends up saying more about that night and what exactly it entailed. I am very, 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 very curious. Very, very curious what happened that night, because I feel like Ashton Kutcher needs a serious wake-up call. He needs a serious wake-up call. That's in my opinion. Thank you. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Okay, let's go into Predatorology. I just kind of want to get out of like Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson for a second, because I feel like they've just been everywhere in my Instagram feed, in my Twitter feed. I feel like they've just been honestly everywhere, and I'm just needing some space. And Scientology. So last night, was it last night? When did I post that I was going to protest? I'm like actually losing sight of time. But when I decided to protest, I realized that there hasn't been a protest at Scientology since 2008. Let me know, chat. Am I right about that? Was it the last protest against Scientology in 2008? I just want to make sure I'm right. Ew, Scientology. I agree. Ew. John Travolta? Wait, what? Wait. John Travolta? I didn't know this. I feel like nobody talks about anyone that's in Scientology because they're so protected, allegedly. Okay, so from what I found, it was 2008. That was like the last protest that happened at Scientology. I'm like, wait a minute. So all of this has come out with Leah Remini. And now we have Danny Masterson and those brave survivors coming forward about him and the cover-up of Scientology. Right? And no protest. And I know there's a lot of fear. I felt it last night. Because sometimes I get so passionate about going against predatory behavior that I might sometimes forget about like the implications of that. And but I'm so passionate about this. You know what I mean? This is like it's honestly my passion is eating predators. And so afterwards though, I was like, okay, I got to start doing my like more research, really starting to look into it. And when I realized how scary and allegedly dangerous Scientology was, I started going deeper down the rabbit hole. And then I realized, oh shit, what happened to Shelley? Where is Shelley? So do you want to go into this latest article, this exclusive? Guys, this is freaking serious. I tweeted it late at night. Everyone needs to share this exclusive. This is so serious. Where is Shelley? What happened to her? How many other Shelleys are there at Scientology that have gone missing, you guys? How many? They're literally like down the block. I mean, they're in my Los Angeles area, right? And no one's doing anything about this. I mean, I don't think so. I haven't seen, is the FBI even investigating Scientology? I don't know. I couldn't find that. I see civil suits happening. I see Danny Masterson. But why isn't there an investigation? A criminal investigation into Scientology? It's really freaking terrifying. It's terrifying. So let's go into this article. Let me see. And I think I can get out of here. Oh God, there he is, you guys. There he is. I'm gonna get out of Ashton. Get out of there. All right, here's David. I don't know if anyone knows, but this is the head of Scientology. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm still struggling with that. But this is him. I mean, let's just look at this guy. Look at this freaking dude. What? Who is this? I mean, this guy, I don't trust this guy whatsoever. There's not a bone in my body that necessarily trusts this individual. There is just, here's him in Tom Cruise. I don't really trust Tom Cruise anymore either, in my opinion. I'm starting to get freaked out by them all, honestly. Anything with Scientology is starting to legit give me the creeps. So this is David. He took over after L. Ron Hubbard passed away. It seems like he did a complete takeover, and now he is the chairman of the board. He is the head of Scientology. But this is where it legit gets terrifying. Shelly. This is her. I guess this was the last photo that was taken of her at the DMV. And in my opinion, she just looks, she looks so sad, right? I don't know. There's something in that photo. I wish I can zoom in a little bit more, but she just looks, wow, I'm just like feeling her. It's not giving me a good feeling. It's not giving me a good feeling whatsoever. Okay, let's go into this. All right, part 1, Shelly's fingerprints, 4 days in August. This is her DMV photo. On Thursday, August 8, 2013, just after 5 p.m., 2 Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, detectives traveled down California Highway 210 toward a coffee shop. Why a coffee shop? I mean, why a coffee shop? Why aren't these people being taken in so it's under surveillance? They can probably do all their documents, etc. Why are we going to a coffee shop? Like, this is so, again, Hollywood, LA. What's with the coffee shop? And what coffee shop? Yes, it's David's wife. Yeah, Shelly is David's wife, everybody. And she's been missing since 2013. She's missing since 2013. And Leah Remini has been trying to figure out where is she? He won't show where she is. This is serious. Like, this is serious. They were headed to a rendezvous with a woman whose friend, a famous actress, had reported her missing after not hearing from her for over 7 years. The woman also hadn't been seen or heard from by people she had known for decades. The meeting was arranged by an attorney for the missing woman. It was scheduled after a short period of rapid negotiation about where the woman would agree to meet the detectives and what she would agree to do when she met them. As they pulled up to the coffee shop, the detectives faced a woman who said she was Shelly, the wife of Scientology's leader, David. Jeffrey Riffer, a longtime attorney for Scientology, accompanied the woman. The detectives checked her ID, took her fingerprints, and returned to LAPD headquarters. So that was it? Like, you just met up? First of all, why is the attorney there? That's just like shady to me. Like, why does the attorney of Scientology have to be at this meeting to make sure that this woman's not missing? Scientology has ties within the LAPD, allegedly. Yeah, that's what I'm learning. I know. Blaster Master, I'm afraid of that. I'm really, really deeply afraid of that. That was what that was me in bed last night. I couldn't even sleep. Yeah. ZE, I agree with you. Yeah, my stomach is sick too. I mean, this is freaking disgusting. No one knows where this woman is. No one knows where she is. She's just nowhere. Just disappeared. Okay, let's get into this though, because the LAPD does a lot of shady shit, in my opinion, with Scientology. Okay, so the detectives checked her ID, took her fingerprints, and returned to LAPD headquarters. The next day, 2 LAPD lab technicians determined that the fingerprints taken at the coffee shop could not definitively be matched to the fingerprints the California DMV had on record for Shelley. Look at this. So I'm guessing this is her fingerprint up here. And then this is the one that was at the coffee shop. It almost looks like it's a fainter a fingerprint. Like it looks like it wasn't pressed down all the way. You know what I mean? Like almost purposefully. Does it? Doesn't it? Like look at her fingerprint up there and then look at that one. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre. Just something weird here. Okay, instead of contacting Shelley's attorney to arrange for another set of prints to be taken, the LAPD removed her from the missing persons database. They closed the investigation and issued a press statement saying that the missing persons report had been unfounded. So just close up shop, right? Even though they allegedly met up with this woman who says she is who she is. It's just crazy. Okay, fingerprint experts who examined the prints told me that the technicians shouldn't have even attempted to match the fingerprints. The prints taken by LAPD detectives weren't of a high enough quality to conduct a match. So it couldn't even conduct a match. I mean, look at the fingerprints, you guys. I can just look at it on paper and I know that they're not going to be able to figure this out. They should have been able to know right then and there at the coffee shop, like, can you please press your fingerprint in more so that we can actually determine if this is just crazy. Okay, so this alarming lapse, which has never been reported before, is just one piece of a larger story that reveals that the LAPD has repeatedly disregarded standard law enforcement procedures to protect Scientology. LAPD, allegedly here, protecting Scientology. And we all know, well, in the industry, in my opinion, allegedly, I've heard and personally felt that the LAPD also covers up for people in Hollywood in general. It's my own personal opinion. Take it or leave it, but I'm winking, nudging, like this is a serious issue when it comes to the police and people in positions of power that hold a lot of money. This is very, very real. Very real. Okay, so let's move along. Okay. But not getting a second set of prints from the woman claiming to be Shelley was just one of the things the LAPD didn't do in this case, that at best would involve incompetence and negligence, and worse, that certain LAPD employees were engaged in a conspiracy to protect Scientology from law enforcement action. Days later, for unknown... Guys, this is so scary. This is what I was having nightmares about. This is what I was having nightmares about last night. I'm like legit freaked out right now. No, you guys, this gets really... This is scary. But not getting a second set of prints from the woman claiming to be Shelley was just one of the things that LAPD didn't do in this case, and at best would involve incompetence and negligence, and worse, that certain LAPD employees were covering up, basically protecting Scientology. Days later, for unknown reasons, and even though the missing persons investigation into Shelley had been closed out, the detectives contacted the coffee shop to obtain security camera footage from the meeting. When the coffee shop sent the footage over a week later, you guys, the coffee shop sent over footage a week later. The videos for all the cameras were inexplicably scrambled. As part of reporting this story, I reviewed the footage and confirmed that it was unusable for any investigative purpose. Guys, look at the friggin' footage. Who did this? Who scrambled this footage? Who scrambled this footage? The footage covering multiple camera angles was inexplicably like pixelated and scrambled. Who did this? Where is Shelly, you guys? I know she's not somebody we personally know. She's not our friend. She's not a family member, but she's somebody's friend and she's somebody's family member and she's a human being and she's been missing since 2013. I mean, this is just nuts to me. And this is like in the spotlight. This is in broad daylight. This is Scientology. This is Leah Remini, who's been talking about it forever, and still no sign of Shelly. David, who's the head of Scientology, Predatorology, in my opinion, can't show her. Where's your wife, man? Where's your wife? Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. This is like just freaking me out. Yeah, I know. Wait, what? Apparently she's actually been missing since 2006? What do you mean 2006? Someone said 2006? How? Yeah, someone definitely messed with the camera footage. I mean, this is wild, you guys. So I don't believe that was Shelly. In my personal opinion, that was not Shelly at that coffee shop. Something is just way too weird here. The fingerprints, the footage being pixelated and scrambled, and then David's there with his attorney. I mean, I can't believe the police let this just go. Yeah, this is really creepy. This is creepy. And this guy's protected, and he has a religion. And some people call it a totalitarian state. People don't even refer to it as a cult, per se. They say it's a totalitarian state. That people are basically allegedly like imprisoned, brainwashed in there. Brainwashed. And then his wife is missing? Okay, let's just move through this. It's very unsettling for sure. No need to be sorry. Hey, Jaden. Oh my God, Jaden. Is that Jaden? Hi, Jaden. Yeah, it is. I'm like really freaked out. Look up Operation Snow White. What the hell is Operation Snow White? Yeah, no, it's not her. It wasn't her. Because if it was her, why would they mess with that footage, right? Like if it was her, they wouldn't have messed with that footage because there's nothing shady to see there per se. It's just David and Shelly allegedly and the attorney and the LAPD. Why would you scramble the footage? Okay, so here we get into Leah Remini. Leah Remini, I'm so team Leah Remini. Haha, Scientology, I'm team Leah Remini. I'm sorry, 100% she's a badass. So let's get into her. The meeting at the coffee shop was ignited by a missing persons report filed by one of the most well-known Scientologists at the time, actress Leah Remini, who was best known at that point for co-starring in the CBS sitcom King of Queens, where I played her younger. Weird. In the summer of 2013, after years of torturous at the hands of Scientology and its top officials, Remini and her family left Scientology. One of the first things Remini did after leaving Scientology, which she was a member of for over 35 years, since she was 8 years old, you guys, was to file a missing persons report on Shelly. What a good friend. Which she did on August 5th, 2013. She's such a good friend. That's the kind of friend we all want, right? Like if we go missing, I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like if we go missing, we want our friend to like go to the police, try to find us. I can't believe she's the only person who put in the missing person report. No one else but Leah? Really? No one else cared about Shelly? That she was missing? For Remini, involving a non-Scientology law enforcement agency in what Scientologists would consider an internal matter marked an earth-shattering departure. After 35 years of being brainwashed and drilled into the belief that it was a high crime to involve non-Scientology authorities in matters that only involved Scientologists, her public action was a major rebuke to Scientology. This story is based on reporting gathered over the last 6 years. I had conversations with 11 sources, including former Scientologists, elected officials, law enforcement contacts, and sources in the entertainment industry. These sources spoke to me, but only on the condition of anonymity. Their reasons for this condition varied. Some were not allowed to talk to the press without prior authorization. Others had signed restrictive non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, or they did not want to become a target of Scientologists in the entertainment business. What? So are these people getting canceled once again? The survivors, the whistleblowers, these are the people that are getting canceled? In my opinion, that's what I've seen. That's what I've seen. However, all of my sources shared something in common. They required anonymity because they were terrified of backlash from Scientology and its proxies, including the private investigation firms it retains globally to track, intimidate, and gather intelligence on those it labels as enemies. Fuck Scientology. I mean, guys, I can't believe this is even legal. As part of reporting this story, I obtained internal Scientology documents, text messages, emails, and privileged and confidential legal documents. I obtained copies of Shelley's fingerprints, her DMV photo, and other related documents from sources in the legal and law enforcement world. The records I obtained gave me a glimpse into Shelley's life since she vanished. For example, in 2010, she got her driver's license renewed at a West Covina, California DMV field office. Guys, look at her photo here. What is everyone feeling about her photo? I just get goosebumps looking at that photo. I can't unsee that photo. I legit can't unsee this photo of her. Like, I feel her. Like, I feel that something wrong is going on. No, it doesn't seem real. This is real life, which is so scary. By the time she took the sullen photo, the first glimpse the public is getting of Shelley since a photograph taken in 2004. She had not been seen in public for 3 years since she attended her father's funeral in 2007 with a Scientology handler watching her every move. This poor woman. Scientology will deny nearly everything in this report. We know. What did the guy, the Hollywood Ripper, say? I'm 100% innocent. Yeah. I have a long-standing policy of not quoting Scientology spokespersons as they almost always fill their statements with lies. They must lie per Scientology policy. Telling the truth, which could harm Scientology, would be considered a high crime. Wow. So telling the truth is considered a crime at Scientology, allegedly. An email detailing the story's allegations had yet to receive a response from LAPD's Public Information Office when the story was published. 2 attempts to connect with Jeffrey Riffer, the attorney for Scientology, and I don't even know how to say his last name, Dave's last name, Miscaviges, failed to produce a response. Of course, what's your response? Well, I'm going to roll up September 28th, and I want to ask him, where is Shelley? Where is this guy's wife, guys? Where is she? I can't believe that this many years have passed, and no one has found this woman. No one cares? And this is like in broad daylight. This is a cult leader. Tom Cruise is involved. We got John Travolta at Scientology. We got Leah Remini, and still no justice. I mean, then what do the rest of us face when it comes to these things? If this isn't getting any justice and it's high profile per se, what about everyone else? Right? Like, even when it's in broad daylight. and there's tons of attention around it. Nothing? Nothing? I mean, this is true crime right here. I'm surprised this isn't on every true crime YouTube. I mean, this is just crazy. Okay, after my story was published, Remini sent me this statement via text message, which she also posted on her various social media accounts. For 10 years, the LAPD and Scientology have tried to paint me as a paranoid conspiracy theorist with a vendetta. This news is a relief, but it also angers me. I am furious with the cover-up. I'm angry that Scientology has gotten away with this. This information only makes me want to fight for my friend even more. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of good friends here in the chat, you know? This is a good friend right here. She's still trying to find her friend. I mean, this is crazy. If our best friend or a really good friend of ours went missing in a cult, of all places, and she's the wife of the cult leader, I'm sorry. Your mind goes straight to the husband. Am I wrong? Yeah, Leah left. Yeah, Leah definitely left. I call him Miss Cabbage. That's amazing. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, let's keep going because it gets worse, you guys. It like legit gets worse. In the missing persons report that Remini filed, she had told detectives that she, along with many other friends and colleagues of Shelley's, were concerned about her safety. She gave detectives the names and contact information of other former Scientologists who could corroborate her concerns. Part of the report read, the PR person reporting believes, as do the other ex-members of the church, that the MP, the missing person, is being secreted against her will and not allowed to communicate with anyone on orders by her husband. I don't even know if I believe that. I'm scared. Given the PR's intimate knowledge for the church and their harsh response to any criticism, the PR fears for the MP's safety. The report also said on 2 occasions that Remini observed Shelley get nervous and anxious when her husband was around. Guys, knowing that information and learning the next day that the print came back inconclusive, unsuitable for a match, it's shocking that the LAPD moved on from the investigation. It's shocking. Why would you move on from that? The footage is all fucked up, the fingerprints not matching, and you just move on and you close it? Shame on the LAPD. Shame on the LAPD. But it gets worse. My sources, along with a review of documents, told me that Shelley was not informed that she was the subject of a missing persons report by the LAPD detectives, and that Remini was the one who filed it. There is also no indication that they ascertained why she was missing or what led her to withdraw so severely from her life and her friends. Not representing Shelley with this critical information goes against every standard practice of law enforcement when a missing adult is found, even if they claim they are voluntarily missing, and not attempting to learn why someone whose friends expressed concern that she was being held against her own will and the subject of A also goes against standard law enforcement practices for investigations involving missing and kidnapped persons and possible victims of DV. The location of Shelley's meeting with the LAPD detectives was also unusual. The LAPD detectives met with the woman claiming to be Shelley and her attorney, Jeffrey Riffer, in Covina. I want everyone to look up this lawyer, Jeffrey Riffer. Go onto the Reddit thread of ours, of ePredators Daily, and please just put in everything you know. I mean, with Scientology leading up to this protest, I need everyone who can't be here in Los Angeles for this protest, just put in everything you find onto Reddit, because we need to find some justice for these survivors of Scientology, including everyone, Danny Masterson, any victim survivor of Scientology. It's time to stand up for. It's time to go up against this cult, this totalitarian state. I don't even know what to call this, but it's really, really scaring me. Like, it's really freaking me out. Yeah, no, this is terrifying. It's pure evil. I'm really feeling that too. I'm just feeling pure evil. So everyone, if you can for me, I'm going to be looking into it too. But Jeffrey Riffer, let's look into this lawyer. An incorporated city with its police departments in Los Angeles County. Law enforcement experts who spoke to me, including LAPD sources, said the detectives should have arranged to meet with the woman and her attorney at the Covina Police Department. Yeah, makes complete sense. As a courtesy, Covina PD would have given the LAPD detectives a private room and cameras, would provide security footage if needed. If Shelley was accompanied by Scientology security agents, which would have further intimidated her into silence if she was being held against her own will, the detectives could have required them to wait outside as they met with her and her attorney. I mean, this makes sense, right? Like, if someone suspects that you're a victim of DV or SA or whatever, I think having her in the same room as her husband is a very peculiar move. It doesn't seem like that's what the LAPD is supposed to do. Maybe, sure, talk to them both, but then you definitely want this person one-on-one to make sure this individual is okay. And here we see LAPD allegedly not doing that. Not doing that. And she's still freaking missing, you guys. She's still missing. Okay, let's go. Here she is. This is Shelley, everyone. The LAPD, which does not train its officers and detectives on Scientology policies and how to deal with cult-like organization, treats Scientology as if it operates like any other organized religion. And based on my reporting, the LAPD takes its treatment of Scientology a step further. What LAPD did in this instance, or instead what they didn't do, and what they have done in other cases involving Scientology, is give Scientology the equivalent of law enforcement courtesy and like, this is what's crazy. I don't feel like I believe that the LAPD was just like not doing their job. I just don't feel that. I feel like there was something weird happening here. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. And the LAPD is like right next to the Scientology building in LA. Like, it's just so shady, you guys. It's all in my opinion, but like, it's just so shady in my opinion. For example, if the San Francisco Police Department were to send a message to the LAPD about a case, the LAPD's position would be to trust the accuracy of what SFPD communicated unless something disapproves what they said. In the case of Scientology, the LAPD has consistently taken Scientology's word for it. And as a survivor, I always see them take the predator's word for it. Always. Always. Just always. And I'm sure a lot of survivors could agree with me on that. They never take our word for it. They never do. They never take the survivor's word for it, the allies. No. They don't. That's why when people are like, why didn't you report it? You know, why didn't you report it to the police? A lot of survivors report it to the police. But look what we're reading here. You think, do we trust the police per se? Do we? And then we have to relive all of our trauma, right? And then what, nothing ends up happening? That happens again and again and again. Over and over and over again. Scientology's use of prominent attorneys allows them to avoid law enforcement accountability, particularly when it involves missing persons investigations and welfare checks. Usually, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a law enforcement agency to assume that a prominent attorney at a major Los Angeles firm would represent their client's best interests and tell the truth. But attorneys for Scientology operate differently. L. Ron Hubbard, the creator of Scientology, wrote policy letters making it clear that instead of seeing attorneys as well-educated, experienced counsel who would guide Scientology, They were tools for Scientology to do its business, and that attorneys hired by Scientology should bend to Scientology's objectives. So this is predator shit, you guys. That's what predators do. They legit exploit and prey upon everybody's weaknesses. That's what they do. That's what they do. SA is only one symptom of a predator. That's only one symptom. What they do 100% of the time, regardless of SA, is prey upon weaknesses and they exploit them. And what I'm feeling is Scientology, in my opinion, is predatorology. It's the study of predatory behavior. They're trying to master, in my opinion, this type of behavior. And it's really freaking disgusting and disturbing. And I can't believe it's in my backyard, which is why I'm going on September 28th. I do not want this in anyone's neighborhood. This should not be legal. This should not be in anyone's neighborhood. This is criminal, in my opinion. This behavior is beyond criminal. Beyond. Yeah, Predator City. Yeah, they all act the same. And people think that it's just SA. You know, when it comes to like e-predators, that's not just it. I'm talking about predatory behavior. It's not always just SA. It's exploiting weaknesses. It's preying upon that. That's what it is. And there's many different symptoms of that. Many. And that's what we have to be on the lookout for. I think Eat the Rich was a great slogan, and empowering statement for the time being, but I don't think I think a good person can be rich, or a good person could be rich, you know, I don't know. I know some people that are wealthy that do good things, and they're not necessarily bad people. I don't necessarily want to eat them. But predators, that's a whole different type of human being. And that's somebody that exploits people. And that's what I don't want to see that. That's what I go up against, 100%. Rich person, okay, yeah, sure. There's bad ones, good ones. There's predators and non-predators that are rich people. Predators, though, are the ones we want to keep our eye on. And in this situation, when it comes to Scientology, in my opinion, it looks like we're dealing with a predator. An alleged predator here. A big one, too, who's very protected, has tons of finances, and his wife is still missing. His wife is still missing. Okay. God, I'm triggered and sweating a little bit. God, okay. Usually it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a law enforcement agency to assume that a prominent attorney at a major Los Angeles firm would represent their client's best interests and tell the truth. Okay. So we have L. Ron Hubbard wrote policy letters making clear that instead of seeing attorneys as well educated, they work to Scientologists' objectives. It's an exchange Scientology attorneys make for incredibly consistent business. I reviewed one Scientology internal document from the early 2000s that revealed that 2 longtime Scientology attorneys had billings of over $250K each in 11 months just for one department and organization in Scientology. Dude, these lawyers are getting paid bank. That doesn't include their work for other Scientology organizations and projects. Scientology has dozens of attorneys on retainer at any given time. Look at this power. Children are treated as adults in this cult. Has anyone been in Scientology? Has anyone been a member of Scientology in the chat? Yeah, justice for survivors of Scientology. Yeah, damn. Children treated as adults. Sounds like Hollywood. I'm 17. Just terrifying. I wonder if anyone's... So no survivors of Scientology in the comments, or probably they don't want to speak. But either way, we support you guys. This is just horrible. Okay, let's move through because it gets worse. And even though Scientology is no longer litigious in that it initiates litigation, it still needs a lot of legal defense. Yeah, no joke. I wonder why. I have no evidence that Jeffrey Riffer, the Scientology attorney who negotiated with detectives and then accompanied Shelley to the coffee shop, knowingly lied to the LAPD about Shelley's state of mind and communication with her. And I am not suggesting it. I am suggesting that he was likely lied to by Scientology officials about her desires and that he telegraphed those lies to the LAPD. Decades of investigations that fell apart due to Scientology's interventions know that the LAPD is not set up to deal with how Scientology operates, impacting how Scientology-related crime is reported and investigated. Yeah, I mean, this is a cult. Okay, here we go. After Remini filed her missing persons report on August 5th, 2013, she sat waiting. The records I reviewed reveal that the case was transferred to the Missing Persons Unit and detectives set out to contact Shelley via her attorney. But there are a lot of gaps, and we still don't know who else Scientology and its attorneys were in touch with within the LAPD. It's also unclear what conditions detectives agreed to before meeting Shelley at the coffee shop. God, what coffee shop? I just want to know what coffee shop it is too. After the LAPD closed the missing persons case prematurely, they abandoned standard law enforcement procedures again. LAPD detectives did not inform Remini that they believed they had found Shelley. Remini found out through the media when the news first leaked, and then the LAPD released a statement saying the investigation had been closed and we consider the report to be unfounded. There is still no sign, image, audio, nothing of Shelley, you guys. This is just nuts. I mean, she's nowhere. And they're saying it's just closed, unfounded, done. Yeah, that scares me. People can't even get out of there when they're in, you guys. That's freaking terrifying. Wow. This is horrible. This is legit terrifying. This is like a nightmare. Another statement they released a few days later, it's been closed. News organizations worldwide reported on the LA announcements that Remini's report was unfounded and included Scientology's statement uncritically. Oh, here comes Scientology. Let's hear what they have to say. This ill-advised, ludicrous. God, they all sound exactly the same. They just come in so defensive. So defensive. I mean, just beyond defensive. And just like totally discrediting the person. It's like, why don't you just show her? You know, instead of saying this is ill-advised, ludicrous self-promotion and the media inquiries it generated caused an inexcusable distraction for the LAPD, the entire episode was nothing more than a publicity stunt for Miss Remini. Why don't you, David, can I go back? I want to go back over here. Where am I full camera? Hi, David. It's Alexa Nikolas. You're definitely not watching this, but I kind of want to talk directly to you. Where the fuck is your wife? That's it. Everything else that you're saying is a distraction, bro. Everything else is a distraction. You calling Remini a liar, you calling all the survivors of Scientology allegedly a liar, that's the distraction, in my opinion, David. That's the distraction. Where is your wife? It's super simple. Just let us know. Show her. Show us that she's alive. I can't believe I'm even asking this. Is she alive? Is she? Because it's really scary, man, that you're coming up with excuses and calling Leah Remini a distraction when your statement, in my opinion, seems like the biggest distraction. Where is Shelley? Super simple, straightforward question. Where is she? Show us her. Show us Shelley, and then we'll move on for a second. There's other shit in your cult that I'm very concerned about, But when it comes to Shelly, that's it. It's super simple. It's super simple. You're the distraction, man. And I wonder why. Why are you not showing Shelly? Where is she? Am I over exaggerating here, guys? Like, I mean, is this crazy that he's saying that Leah Remini's a distraction when there's no, he's not just bringing her to outside? Like, why don't you just show her? Instead, it's always him, like, hi guys, like at these like Scientology, I don't know, like conventions, and he's like talking as if he thinks he's like a king or something. You're not a king, man. You're kind of lame, actually. You're lame and scary at the exact same time, which I didn't even know was possible before I saw Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, honestly. But yeah, this is awful. Why won't he show his wife? I don't know why. I feel like I'm saying, I know I'm a broken record, but last night it really bothered me. You know, like imagine it was your friend or your sister or your mom or your brother, your boyfriend, your husband, and they go missing and no one cares. And it's like in the public eye, like he's a public figure and she's just not around anymore. And he thinks he can just spin it, in my opinion, that Leah Remini is a distraction. No one would have to distract anything from this, bro, if you just showed your wife. All right. Well, let's continue. The coverage focused on the LAPD's statement and Scientology's attack on Remini instead of asking why a woman who was so powerful and surrounded by so many influential people and then suddenly disappeared. Yeah, exactly. The mixed messages and stonewalling only emboldened? I can never even said that word. Remini to push on the Shelly issue further. She filed a series of public records requests, spending tens of thousands of dollars in attorney's fees to learn more about Shelly's case, but to no avail. What a good friend. That's the kind of friendship I want and the kind of friend I am and would want to be. Not satisfied that Shelly was well or even alive, Remini kept pushing. I don't even know if she's alive. Dude, just show us she's alive. I want to sleep at night. I need to know that Shelly's alive. That's really, I mean, I'm showing up September 28th for the survivors of Danny Masterson, for the survivors of Scientology, and really wanting to know, I just want to know if Shelly's alive. Just show her, man. This is crazy. She reportedly brought up Shelly in her A&E docuseries and dedicated an entire episode to Shelly's disappearance. She has regularly posted about Shelly's disappearance on social media, pushing the hashtag #WhereIsShelly. Guys, let's really push that hashtag. Let's really start pushing it, especially leading up to September 28th. Let's like really start pushing attention towards Scientology because I'm just feeling something not right there. I don't feel like it should be even legal. I'm just getting a lot of red flags. And I can't believe this has been happening in the Hollywood culture. And no one's done anything. Like with all this privileged platform, like Leah Remini, we got A&E documentary, etc. And still no Shelly. No anything. It seems. Pretty sure she isn't alive. Yeah, I know. It's my worst fear too. This is crazy. Right, she could be alive but heavily restricted. I'm hoping that is totally the case. And that's still bad. But I'm praying that it's just she's in a location that we haven't. But why not show her, man? I mean, isn't this still his wife? Can someone like go on to Wikipedia while I'm reading this and just let me know, is he considered still married to her? Like, is he acting like they live together? Because if they live together, then where is she? You know what I mean? At Gold Base. What's Gold Base? Whoa. I'm. Who is this person in the chat? Everyone. M71. He divorced her and remarried secretly. Who did he marry? Who is he married to? She's alive, just being held at gold. What the hell is Gold Base? They do it all the time. Okay, I'm like freaked out. What is Gold Base? And who is he married to now? He's gone. Who's gone? Wait, you guys, I'm kind of like freaked out. Like, sorry, that comment in the chat like really they've been married since 1982. Thank you, Peyton. Oh, Peyton. Hi, Peyton. I know Peyton actually through Cameo. Gold Base is the secret base that no Scientologist is allowed to know about. You need a moderator if you're going to keep digging, Alexa. M71. Can we please go onto the Reddit? Can we put the Reddit, Miko or Mom? Hi, Mom. It's me. Can someone put in the Reddit link into our chat? Because I really want to keep digging leading up to this protest. I want to be as informed as I possibly can leading up to this, because I don't know. I'm freaking out. I don't know where she is. I'm like, it's almost like a trauma response to just kind of want to hold on to the fact that maybe she's somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't want to think that she's not here. Okay, let's keep reading this. I'm like freaked out. Gold Base has a Wikipedia page. Can someone pull up the Gold Base Wikipedia page? Jaden. Yeah, Jaden, did you find it? Okay, there's the Reddit thread, everyone. So if anyone wants to add things that get, disappear on here, then just please put it onto the Reddit. When Leah started the process, it was because they were still publicly married. Yeah, exactly. It's where LRH has his writings. It's okay. So wait, his writings are at the Gold Base? Wait, where is the Gold Base? Wait, sorry. Did we find a location for that? Like, do we know if it's in California or if it's in Clearwater, Florida? I am definitely new to this subject. You have I never really looked into Scientology in this way. I remember watching the documentary on HBO many, many years ago. It freaked me out. And then, like, such a different era, and you get distracted by your own life and you just kind of carry on through. And then now Danny Masterson, and then going down the rabbit hole of Leah Remini. I'm waking up to this, and it is freaking me out. I want to do whatever I can to end this. I don't know if I can, but Alexa, Gold Base is the place I was telling you about in Riverside. Oh, it's the village. It's like the gated village. Got it. Gold Base. Okay. So wait, people live there? People live there? And do they work there and live there? All right. Hold on. I want to see. I want to see this. So Gold Base Scientology. What? Gold Base. What is this? Wait, it's this big? About 85 mile? Oh, no, 85 miles from Los Angeles. Who? Wait, sorry, guys. Who is this? I'm sorry. Who? Security guard videotaping the photographer? This guy's not even. This guy's just weird. Who is this guy? This is like total Cultville. This is like legit. This is. How is this legal, you guys? Like, I'm having a hard time understanding how this is legal. Gold base is probably used by Golden Era Production. Wait, Scientology has an in-house movie studio? Okay, do we really believe that she's... Do we really believe that she's... I don't want to say this, but... alive? Like, if no one's seen her for this long... 60 Minutes Australia has an excellent episode. Right, they do this as an intimidation tactic. Mafia bottom feeder. Yeah, no, this is... Guys, I don't... How much is hidden in here? How much is hidden at Gold Base? How much is hidden in Scientology? I mean, apparently he's in like multiple different lawsuits currently, and he's been hiding from being served, and the judge just declared him served because it was so annoying having to see him running away from getting served. How much are we about to find out about Scientology? You know what I mean? And this is in people's neighborhoods. Like, this is not that far from me. And it's existing. And there's people missing. It feels like the legality is questionable, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, it shouldn't. It does seem questionable. Going Clear. Wait, Going Clear. Wait, is Glowing Clear the documentary on HBO? Or is this a different documentary? Everyone bring your 2004 camcorder. I actually have one upstairs that Nova plays with. And now I'm like, she just started bringing it out the last couple days, which is so weird. And now I'm like, can we bring it out and go there? I kind of want to go there. I'm scared. If I go missing. The LAPD definitely are covering up whatever happened to her. Definitely. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, I know Leah Remini has a doc. I really want to watch the one that she has on I think it's A&E, right? About Gold Base? Guys, I mean, they own the road to Gold Base. If you stop, you get bombarded by security. What are you talking about? Wait. So if you stop, you get bombarded. What is this? In America? I love asking that question because I'm never surprised by America. But what? Yeah, we're putting that guy on a sign. That guy is definitely going on a sign. Oh my God, I can't even keep track of the chat. I'm trying to, and I can't even. Okay, yeah, Going Clear is the HBO doc. I watched it so many years ago when it first came out, and then now I'm going to rewatch it. I just rewatched the first episode the other night, and now I'm going to watch the entire... It's like, I don't know how many episodes there are, but I want to watch the entire thing. Definitely leading up to the protest. If anyone knows anything, and if anybody wants to show up, please, like, I'm still, my mind is blown that there has been zero accountability when it comes to the alleged criminal behavior activities of Scientology, of predatorology. Wait, there's a fence. She cannot get out. She has a handler. So you think he didn't do what is could have possibly be done to her. You're saying that she's locked away somewhere. Gold base. You guys, this is freaking me out. If anyone knows where Shelly is, you cannot walk up to Gold Place. Oh, okay. You can't walk up there. I don't think it's dangerous to be protesting Scientology, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I think little David over there, who used to be a big alleged predator, is starting to get a little bit weak. It really seems like things are starting to come out. People are not as afraid of the man anymore. And there is movement happening. And then these lawsuits that he's going to have to face. I smell weakness in the air. And I'm not saying that he's not dangerous. I actually do think, in my personal opinion, that he is dangerous. I do. From what I've read, this is what I believe to be true from my own feelings, reading, hearing other people talk about it, watching the Danny Masterson situation. This Scientology cult seems like it should be illegal, in my opinion. I can't believe it's been standing for this long. But currently I feel like he might be a little bit nervous. I don't think he's ever been in this many lawsuits before, and I don't think he's had this much negative attention necessarily before. And a protest, I mean, his last protest was 2008? And then now ePredators is coming through, and hopefully a whole bunch of other individuals are coming through to protest Predatorology. She's held. So wait, M71, do you know for a fact that... is this person trying to say that Shelly is alive? Are you trying to say that you know she's alive? Scientology is definitely getting exposed. I don't want them to start harassing me too, but at the same time, this is what happened to me getting into ePredators. Like I said earlier, last year was protesting. I was not on YouTube. I was in the streets constantly. I did a protest once a week, every Thursday, 12 to 2, going after institutions that were allegedly covering up SA. And a lot of people told me, be careful who you're going up against. You don't know what they're capable of. And you know what? Honestly, though, if we're gonna constantly stay in fear, that's okay. Allow somebody else to stay protected or do what they want to do to stay protected. I'm the kind of individual that I feel like if no one does anything, nothing gets done. And so I have to go, even when I'm afraid, even when I'm petrified for my kids' future, I have to go out there. I have to, or else I can't sleep at night. And honestly, with YouTube, I'm like loving doing all the advocacy work through YouTube, but I also miss being in the streets and actually physically being there. It's not the same as the virtual world. I love the virtual world, but there's something so different when you go with a megaphone and you go up to these huge institutions that are allegedly covering up crimes, and you advocate for those victims and those survivors, and you tell them off, and you use your First Amendment right. It's so empowering and so powerful. There's nothing that comes close to it, in my opinion. And so even if it is potentially, I should be scared. Sure, I'm scared, but my voice outweighs that fear, honestly. So that's where I'm at. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to Shelly. I know I have to wrap this up soon, and I'm just getting so lost into the Scientology world and gold base. But seriously, if anyone knows any information about what we're talking about today, please funnel it through the Reddit so that we can go through everything and do our research properly for potential other videos or for what we're doing for the protests coming up September 28th. So please just put it into the Reddit. That would be so helpful. Okay. God, I don't even know how I'm doing this. All right. Let's get back into Shelley. While there were articles about Shelley's disappearance before Remini left Scientology and filed the missing persons report, she has taken the case to another level. If you look at the replies and comments of Scientology's social media posts, you will often see people posting, "Where is Shelley?" I have focused on Scientology and its abuses for 2 decades and have been reporting on it since 2016. It is the most complicated organization I've ever studied, with thousands of policies and directives. Its own language called Scientology's? Wait, Scientology has its own language? For lack of a better choice, and significant use of acronyms. I'm sorry, that's the worst language name I've ever... That looks like bolognese. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it and I can't help but see bolognese. That is the worst language name I've ever seen. What is that? Scientology and its policies, teachings, practices, and procedures are so nuanced and multi-layered that it frequently fools even the most cynical people. But the "Where is Shelley" message has struck because, unlike Scientology, it's straightforward. A woman who used to be ambiguous hasn't been seen in public in 17 years. And every time the organization she was the second most powerful official in is asked about her, they go on an aggressive attack. People understandably wonder why Scientology can't just release a new photo or video of Shelley or have her sit in front row at one of Scientology's big events to stop speculation about her whereabouts and welfare. That's what I'm saying. Just show us Shelley. But David will never do that. Oh, David. What did you do, David? At least not with the current level of pressure on him. According to Mike Rinder, a former top Scientology executive who escaped Scientology in 2007 and has known Shelley since she was 12, when they both worked directly for Hubbard, it would be tantamount to admitting that the evil people, the media, and Shelley's friends were right. Over the years, as I have reported on Scientology, I have become good friends with many former Scientologists, including Remini and Rinder. Putting Shelley on video would also be acknowledging her existence and humanity. That's true, too. It's like, let me go back here. He doesn't see her as a human being. Because if he did, he'd be like, oh, I want to show that this person's well and alive and doing her thing and free. And we're not a creepy criminal cult, right? Right, David? But you're not treating her as a human being. You're not seeing her as a human being. And you're not showing her to the world as a human being. She's gone. I just still can't believe this. If my husband, I can't imagine if someone asked me yo, can you show me Miko? Miko is my husband's name. We haven't seen Miko in a minute. I'd be like, oh my God, let's go on FaceTime. The fact that this fool is not showing his wife is the biggest red flag, and I want the LAPD to investigate this immediately. And right after Scientology, I'm definitely going to be rolling up to LAPD because this is just out of control. This is too long for someone to be missing. It makes no sense that her husband won't show her to anybody or anything. I'm dying. I'm really freaking out. I'm really starting to lose my mind. Okay. God, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to finish this article tonight because it just goes so deep and I have to take care of the kids. But maybe I can do a part 2 another day. But it's just so I can't even believe I'm not even really halfway through and there's this much insanity going on. And it's just so scary. Scientology is responsible for the most extensive infiltration into the U.S. Wait, is there no certain problem when it comes to Scientology? For over 70 years, Scientology has been operating in the most brazen, and has undertaken thousands of complex intelligence operations to protect itself and its leadership, specifically founder L. Ron Hubbard and the current leader, David, whatever, I don't even know his last name yet. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But yeah, that alleged predator. So why would Shelley put up with this treatment, and why would so many Scientologists be willing to risk arrest to take an active part in repressing her? I might actually have to take a break, you guys. Like, I might have to dive back into this in my live on the 14th, when, by the way, we're going to switch over from this setup that we have going on right now, and it's going to be a whole different live situation starting the 14th, and I won't be having to do all of this manually just by myself here. But I think I have to like really continue this another day, because it just goes so deep, and it goes even further into what Leah Remini has been talking about and what she's been trying to get people to be attentive to. And I want to give it the proper space. And I don't want to just be like rushing through the article. I want to discuss it. Yeah, I know. Jaden, I'll be there for part 2. Dude, this is crazy. I mean, last night, you guys, I was legit up till 3 a.m. Like, my baby was on me, and I was, laying in bed, and my eyes were just, I couldn't unsee that article. Like, there's somebody fucking missing right now. I know there's tons of people missing, but when you read something that should be very clean, clear, simple, and this man's just not under investigation of any kind, only in civil suits per se, from what I read, it's scary. It's legit scary. And then when I said I was protesting, everyone's texting me saying to be careful and acting as if I might DIE. And that's scary. I mean, what kind of reputation does this fool have? Thank you so much, Gia. I'm trying. I'm learning along with you guys, honestly, with this topic, especially when it comes to Scientology. This is my first time really digging into it, and so this is new. This is totally new. Yeah, I'm going to watch more of Leah's show. I think that's what I'm going to do tonight with my husband, is make a nice dinner, have some tea, and watch Leah Remini's documentary, because I just want to learn more. I can't believe this is happening. He never be thrilled. Danny M is gone. Totally, Danny Masterson. I mean, this situation is so interesting, and especially with Ashton Kutcher and the Mila Kunis scenario, Scientology is getting so much bad attention right now, and it's wonderful, in my opinion, because at least we get to learn more about Scientology, right? And we can all make our own opinions about it, sure, but it's really putting a spotlight on Mr. David, and I don't think he likes the spotlight, because, predators don't. Predators like, manipulation, kind of getting right on through. When you put the spotlight on a predator, they start to freak out. And the more people are talking about them in a negative light, the more the predator will start to get freaked out. That's what they do not want. That's why they spend so much time manipulating those around them to see them in a certain light, and to, protect possibly the harm they're doing to others, to help enable the harm they're doing to others. Sue, talk to me. That's terrifying. Wait, quiet. There are lots of OSAs in here. Are you mod? Wait, OSA. What's OSA? Wait, what's OSA? I'm like starting to freak out. What is OSA? Yeah, dude, it takes us coming together. And I'm going to go out in person on the 28th. That's what I personally love to do. I love being here and connecting with people. Actually, to be honest, I don't really get to do that much at the protest because sometimes only 10 or 20 people come. And here we have I don't know how many people we have in the chat right now, but it's a lot more than, the 10 or 20 people. But this is what I like to do. I like to bring the attention to these things because when we don't bring the attention towards these things, they slip away. And people that might want to be free, for example, can get some type of attention or some type of investigation into what's going on with them. I mean, this is just crazy to me. Thanks, Miko. I appreciate it. I wish I could go through the whole article tonight, but part 2, possibly tomorrow or definitely on the 14th, we'll go through the rest of it and just kind of gather our thoughts around it. Watch your pets. Headquarters. Dude, yo, M71, you're freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie. M71, you're legit freaking me out. Okay. I'm gonna have dinner. I'm gonna have some tea. I'm gonna watch Leah Remini's documentary. I'm gonna gather more information about this. And then we'll gather our thoughts for the 14th. Remember, on September 14th, we have Diplo's. A woman has come forward to me, who is now a woman, but was once a 15-year-old girl that Diplo allegedly got into contact with and sent her heart emoji and recognized her age, allegedly. And so we'll be sitting down and talking with her on September 14th for at least the second part of that live. But the first part, I would like to continue what we know about Scientology and dig deeper. So please go onto our Reddit page, send over what you can, because it will really help us dig deeper and prepare for the upcoming protests. We're going to send out an event invite so that you can RSVP and we can know how many people are coming to bring water, etc. for the protest at Scientology on September 28th. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Does I see Jessica? Jessica Prado. Thank you, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. So I'll see you all on the 14th. And thank you so much for watching this live and digging into where's Shelly. I mean, really the point of this was I really want to get to the bottom of where she is. And if there's any potential other people that are missing in Scientology. Have a great night, you guys. And I will see you on the 14th. Bye. God, I'm so freaked out.